Hey, deck it out DIYers, and happy holidays. This is our Gnome of the Month workshop. So the gnome this month is a Santa gnome, and he has a bag. So in your kit, you'll find your paint colors, and then you'll have a board that looks similar to this with all of the pieces. So what I want you to do is just set your chunky gnome aside. Take this piece and peel up the tape. Now, if you remember from previous videos, or if you're new to us, just a reminder, keep this tape, because when you get the little pieces, I want you to take the little pieces and stick them to the tape. That way you can always find them. And also it will help you when we start painting. So right now, just take all the tape off, arrange your pieces, start thinking about what color you want to paint each piece. And then we will talk about painting techniques in a moment. Okay, now that we got all of our pieces separated, we're gonna just dive in and start painting. So his hat, he does have a little brim, so you're gonna wanna just take a little bit of the corner of your paint if you wanna put white on there. And so I can show you how to do that too, but I just turn my sponges to the side, and I think I'm gonna start with red. I don't know if I wanna do that, but I'm gonna start with red. So put it in the paint, dab it off. And when you paint, I just pull out to the side, okay, so that I don't get paint on the edges, because the edges are cut, or the project is cut on a laser, and therefore it has burnt edges, and so they're clean edges. You don't need to paint them unless you really want to, and then by all means, please do. But you also don't have to paint them if you don't want to. You don't have to dab on these ones if you don't want to. Like, you can dab on these bigger pieces, but as you can see, I'm not doing that. Now, you are gonna probably wanna make a couple of, or do a couple of coats of paint. Okay, and then you can kind of see how I just kind of slide my sponge along the edge. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry. This is his beard. I'm gonna do that later so I can do different pieces of white. But let's look at how to paint some of these intricate pieces. Okay, red is my favorite color, so I am going to do the present in red. And so I'm gonna put paint on it, and then I'm gonna dab paint off so there's not a lot of paint. And these lines right here, I'm going to paint in silver, because I just think that would be fun, and it seems like the ribbon. And this present, it has the cutouts here because that's where his hand is gonna go. And then that will go over the front of his beard. So if I do red, this package will definitely stand out. Now, you'll notice that I am just painting the entire package red. So you don't wanna use a lot of paint for a couple of reasons. Because if you use a lot of paint, it will get into the etched lines, and then you won't know where your lines are, okay? And it will take longer to dry, and you could drip paint on the edges. Now, if you have an X-Acto knife at home, you can always take that and run it down the etched in lines, okay? To clean them up if you'd like. Once this is dry, I'm gonna take my detail brush, and I'm going to put my silver in between those lines. And I might put silver, I'm gonna do silver on the bow, and I might do it across as well. We'll have to see. But the same thing will go to these presents. Now, these two presents can be glued on anywhere, but I'm gonna set mine in front of my bag, and I'm gonna do Santa's bag in red. Okay, so I'll probably paint that one next, so then I can determine what color presents I want. And then I'll get working on the other pieces. Once all of your pieces are painted and dry, so you do want them dry, you can start putting everything together like a puzzle and laying it out. Now, I would recommend put everything out before you start gluing. I left Santa's beard completely white this time because I just think Santa has a very white beard, very clean. So I wanted to do that. Now for the feet fit into the beard. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you painted the correct side on those. Okay. So once it's all laid out, you don't need to place the other things on top yet if you don't want to, just because now we know where everything fits and it works out really well. So then you'll just take your glue. This is super glue, so you don't need a ton of it, but just also please know that it will glue your fingers together if you get it on your skin. So you will glue whatever you have on your, if you put glue on your skin and you touch the bottle, you'll probably get glued to the bottle. So, and now I'm just gonna work my way across, whoops, fitting it all together. And I always check on the edges to make sure that they're lined up, okay? Because you want them lined up cleanly. So this one wasn't cleanly lined up. Gotta get the feet off, okay? Now you do notice I'm taking some of my pieces off, and that's just because it's easier to get the bigger piece on. All right, so continue gluing this down. Make sure all your other pieces are dry, and then we'll work on the second layer. Now when you're ready, you can take your other pieces. This is the big tie, okay? And then you have the two hands and the nose, okay? And for this one, I would recommend laying it all out again, making sure it goes where you want it to, and your pieces sit how you want them. Now you need to be careful on the bottom, okay? Because this is where it all needs to line up so that your gnome does in fact stand on its own. So I might do it this way, or I might switch them. I don't know. Kind of up to you. Two ways to look at it, and then you can kind of put this one off to the side if you want. There's a little curve in the bag. You can obviously cover that part up if you would like. Just make sure it's equal with the rest of the bottom of our gnome. And then you'll want to make sure you fit his hands in so you know how he's going to hold the present. And there you are. Glue it all together and we'll be set. All right, deck it out, DIYers. There we go. We have our cute Santa gnome for the month of December for our Gnome of the Month Club. He is adorable. I can't wait to see how you paint your gnome this month. So be sure to jump in the group and share with us, and we will see you soon.